The Saturn return, the Saturn return, the Saturn return. So many people have heard about it. People have experienced it. People are about to experience it. But what is it? And is it something that we should be scared of, afraid of, frightening? Now, in this video, I'm really going to break down the Saturn return. So you don't need to make no mistake about what it is or how to prepare for it. All right. So let's get into it. If you don't know what the Saturn return is, perfect, you're in the right place. A Saturn return is an astrological milestone that occurs when the planet Saturn returns to the exact position it occupied at the time of your birth. An event that happens roughly every 29 to 30 years. Most people experience 2 or 3 Saturn returns in a lifetime. So you have the ages down there, but the ages, you can check them out, but we're going to throw them out, okay? And I'm going to explain a little bit later, but let's move on. So Saturn is the planet of structure, discipline, karma, responsibilities, boundaries, and time. So when Saturn returns, it's a cosmic checkpoint, a time to reassess your life structure, face reality and consequences, mature spiritually and emotionally, align with your soul's purpose, and break karmic loops. A Saturn return is often a challenging but deeply transformative time. It might feel like you're under pressure to grow up. Old structures like relationships, careers, and identities break down. Feels like time is running out for things that no longer serve you, and life forces you to make decisions with long-term consequences. Some examples of a Saturn return is moving out on your own or relocating, career shifts or starting your true calling, ending long-term relationships, facing ancestral karma or healing generational trauma, and creating new structure or foundation for adulthood. Saturn return is not a curse, it's initiation. Think of it as a spiritual rite of passage. If you resist the lessons, it can feel like pressure, loss, or chaos. If you work with it, it brings clarity, mastery, and strength. So now that you know what the Saturn return is, I'm going to show you exactly how to read it. Now, if you're into cardology, I can tell you how to get to it. If you're not into cardology, go to my website, rockerreadings.com, get a reading, and I will get to business when it talks about understanding what your Saturn return is and what is going to happen, because I can track it from 28 down to where it happens at 32, your age, and what's going to happen after 34. Okay, so let's actually break this down, right? Let's slow it down. Let's break it down. So in cardology, okay, there's different kinds of spreads that might represent different periods of time that you can read. So one of the periods of times that we can read is 7 years. Okay, you have a 7-year spread. All right, let's read a little bit about it, right? Each year age is ruled by a planet in a 7-year cycle, right? Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So when you're born, you have your first 7-year cycle. After that, you have your next 7-year cycle, and you have your next 7-year cycle, and you have your next 7-year cycle, right? You're always having 7-year cycles, like you're having weekly, monthly, yearly, 7-year, 13-year, different kinds of measurements of time that you and I can tap into and read. Okay. So when we're talking about your Saturn return, they say that it happens around age 30. Okay. Now, when I told you about those ages before, where it said it happens around ages 28 or 30, throw that out. Okay. Throw that out. Your boy knows how to dig in its ass when we're talking about getting to the Saturn return, because what we do, at least around here, is that we meet this with grace. We understand what's coming and we show it, because remember what I said previously, this is about activating your soul's purpose. So when y'all see me popping out doing these spiritual blueprint reports, and y'all see me coming out with the website, it's not by accident at all. All right. All of this stuff that I've learned, I'm 32 years old right now. I'm in the middle, peak smack dab in my Saturn return, and it's whooping my ass, but in a good way. It's telling me that I cannot be on no scatterbrain stuff. I got to focus up And then I also cannot have things in my energy field that do not coincide, that do not align with what I'm doing. And I'm really like getting a damn like flaring, glowing eye of picking that shit out. And that's part of it, because if I do not honor my own energy, then I'm gonna have to pay for it. So that's part of my understanding. But let me continue. I ain't trying to go all on me. So when you're tracking your Saturn return, it's not just about, oh, what's happening on the actual year 32. No, 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 no. What I do in my readings, and once again, rockoreadings.com, check it out, is that I'm gonna track what you're coming into, right? Age 28, right? If you're doing if you're older past age 34 and you're going into your next Saturn return, I can look at that as well, right? But we're looking into what you're coming into so we know what the energy is. So if there's any calibration before we even get to 32, you can get that. So this energy is more of you working with it not hitting you in the face, telling you, no, what you've been doing is wrong and you got to revert. You got to do something different, totally different. You can flow with the energy. Okay. So you're coming in with the understanding of the placements, knowing what you're supposed to be doing during these years of your life, right? The themes, the stuff you'll be going through so you can stay on track, right? So when this year 32 comes, you got it. And then whatever the lesson is for your 32, you have the energy post, so you understand how to maintain that energy, also moving on with the rest of your life. At age 32, the Saturn position is activated in the 7 year planetary rhythm. Whatever card sits on the Saturn line in the 7 year rhythm becomes the main karmic lesson of the Saturn return. This is your anchor card for decoding your Saturn return and the exact energy. I can't read that bottom part because all stuff's in the way, but yeah. So let me show you what that looks like when you're talking about reading um, what that is. So this is a photo from a book called the Cardology Workbook by Nina Dunham. This is the cover for it. You might be able to find it on Amazon, right? So they have all different kinds of spreads, and on the bottom, you guys are checking out this page. It's gonna have 7 year cycles, right? So you see 28, 34. So let's say you're a nine of diamonds. Okay, that's your sun card, right? We can figure that out. You got a reading from me. You already got that. If you're into cardology, you already know what it is. So if you're even 28, 29, 32, whatever, if you're in the ages right here, you can literally take a screenshot of this right here. And if you know a little bit about reading cardology, you can find your shit out right now. So what you do is, say you're a nine of diamonds, right? That's your sun card. Mercury is going to be age 28. Venus 29, Mars 30, Jupiter 31, Saturn 32, Uranus 33, Neptune 34. Then the other energies are going to be more amplified energies. There's going to be a theme for those whole 7 years. But those 7 years, including the Saturn year, can be read with great accuracy, going exactly what's going on that Saturn return. Now, remember when I told y'all, when I said with this Saturn return business, that I can read it with accuracy and I can dig in its ass on what it is and what it's going to mean for you. I wasn't done. The card on the Saturn line in the 13 card direct spread, recidivism, the long term karmic loop. This is your default Saturn card over your lifetime. So when everyone has their 13 card spread in cardology, your Saturn card is going to be the theme of karma, discipline, responsibility throughout your whole life. So you have that card along with pointing exactly what theme is going to be happening on your 32nd year, the actual Saturn return. That's even more accuracy in what you're going to be dealing with. Even if it's not activated in the 7 year rhythm in that year, it shows the inherited or repeated karmic theme. Think of it. Think of this like the Saturn DNA, while the 7 year Saturn card is the Saturn event. The vertical card, that's basically just saying like, let me show you real quick. So remember the nine of diamonds where I said, okay, there's the Mercury, Venus, Mars card. The vertical support cards would be like, okay, if you go up vertical, the Jack of Hearts is going to support the Queen of Clubs. The Three of Spades supports the Ten of Club or Ten of Spades. The Four of Spades is going to support the Eight of Clubs. So that's the support card it's talking about. So you get even more information. And then I can still get your natal chart, figure out where Saturn is sitting at, which house, which degree, to give you even more information about how Saturn is going to come check on you. So the flow is, in the reading, we're going to start with that 7 year spread. We're going to go to age 32. We're going to figure out the Saturn card. We're going to figure out what's leading up to that card. Number two, we're going to get the Saturn card for your 13 card spread direct, so we know what themes may have been playing out throughout your whole life up into this event. So we can kind of gauge what you're actually going to be dealing with. And that's part of the decoding right there. Number three, pulling the vertical card is all part of decoding. And then that last part is true. We're going to get the intensity and the storyline of it, right? Have you been doing what you're supposed to be doing? Have you haven't been doing what you're supposed to be doing? Because that's really the only sliding bar, right? If you haven't been doing what you're supposed to be doing for quite some time, Saturn is going to come for that ass. If you've been working on doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to get revelation on what it is, what that is, and you're going to be pushed to straighten that out, whatever that means to you. If you've already been doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to get just more structure to build that up and keep that going. So it's really easy to gauge shit at a certain point. So, are you ready to get your reading? Make sure y'all go to my website, roccoreadings.com. Go to the store, get you a reading. You seen how I just broke it down? I got you. I'm going to help you get through it. All right. I'm going through one myself and I'm handling it gracefully. That's where the website came from. All right. I'm going to make a video about that because I got to show you guys my own stuff and my own Saturn Return. So I'll see y'all in the video. Peace out.